Carbon dioxide, often referred to by its chemical formula CO2, is a gas that surrounds us every day. Although it is colorless and odorless, meaning we cannot see or smell it, it is one of the most important gases in our atmosphere. Without carbon dioxide, life on Earth would be very different and perhaps impossible. However, in recent years, this invisible gas has become a major topic of discussion because of its role in climate change. To understand the future of our planet, it is vital to understand what carbon dioxide is, how it works, and why having too much of it is a problem. First, let us look at the natural role of carbon dioxide. For millions of years, Earth has maintained a delicate balance. Humans and animals breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. This process is called respiration. On the other hand, plants and trees do the opposite. They absorb carbon dioxide from the air and use sunlight to turn it into food. This process is known as photosynthesis. As a result, plants release oxygen back into the air for us to breathe. This natural cycle keeps the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere in balance. It is a perfect system where animals and plants help each other survive. In addition to this cycle, carbon dioxide acts like a blanket for the Earth. When the sun shines on our planet, the Earth warms up. Some of this heat travels back towards space, but carbon dioxide and other gases trap this heat in the atmosphere. This is called the greenhouse effect. Without this effect, Earth would be too cold for humans to live on. It keeps our planet warm enough for water to flow and for crops to grow. Therefore, a certain amount of CO2 is actually necessary and good for us. However, the problem begins when we add too much carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. Since the Industrial Revolution in the 18th century, humans have started to burn fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas to create energy. We use this energy to power our cars, heat our homes, and run factories. When we burn these fuels, large amounts of carbon dioxide are released into the air. Because we are doing this on a massive scale, the natural cycle cannot handle the extra gas. The plants and oceans, which usually soak up CO2, cannot absorb it fast enough. Another major issue is deforestation. Trees are the best natural tools we have to fight excess carbon dioxide because they store carbon in their wood. Unfortunately, humans cut down millions of trees every year to make space for farms or to sell the timber. When we remove forests, we lose the ability to clean the air. Furthermore, if these trees are burned, the carbon stored inside them is released back into the atmosphere, making the problem even worse. This combination of burning fossil fuels and cutting down forests has caused the level of CO2 to rise dramatically. The consequence of having too much carbon dioxide is global warming. Because there is more gas to trap the sun's heat, the Earth is getting hotter. This rise in temperature leads to climate change, which affects weather patterns all over the world. We can see the results in many places. Ice in the North and South Poles is melting, which causes sea levels to rise. This threatens cities and towns located near the coast. Additionally, some areas are experiencing more severe storms, while others are facing long periods without rain, known as droughts. These changes make it difficult for farmers to grow food and for animals to survive in their natural habitats. So, what can be done to solve this problem? The solution requires effort from both governments and individuals. Many countries are now trying to switch to renewable energy sources, such as solar power and wind power. Unlike coal or oil, these sources of energy do not produce carbon dioxide. Governments are also creating laws to protect forests and encourage the planting of new trees. Technology is also improving. Engineers are developing electric cars and more efficient machines that use less energy. On a personal level, we can also play a part. We can reduce our carbon footprint, which is the total amount of CO2 we create through our daily actions. Simple changes can make a difference. For example, we can walk, ride a bike, or take a bus instead of driving a private car. We can turn off lights when we leave a room and try to buy products that are made locally to reduce transport emissions. Recycling paper and plastic also helps because it takes less energy to recycle materials than to make new ones. In conclusion, carbon dioxide is a natural and essential part of our world, but human activity has upset the balance. The excess gas is trapping too much heat, leading to global warming and climate change. It is a serious situation, but it is not hopeless. By understanding the problem and taking action to reduce our emissions, we can protect our beautiful planet for future generations. If we act now, we can restore the balance and ensure a healthy environment for everyone.